Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to another Arduin review. I'm not sure if I reviewed this one or not. I've got like over 1,000 videos in the library. Go check them all out right now. Go stop this. Go watch them all. Come back and let me know if I've done this one before. But the reason I'm doing this is I want to go back and check it out right off the bat. Great cover. I think that one was by Greg Espinoza. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was who did the cover. But on the back, we've got the one and only, the world famous Earl Otis. He also has a couple other images in here. There's that one. Check that classic Earl. That's a Frank and a Vrote duking it out. But the reason I wanted to check this one out again is, as you guys know, I'm running Barrows and Borderlands, and Barrows tries to incorporate all things Arduin into it if it can. It's not always a good mix or a good matchup, but because I'm running a first level B&B game, I was looking for like some first level modules, and I'm like, hey, isn't Howling Tower a first level module? Yeah, character levels 1 to 4. 1 to 4. I'm sorry, folks, but I just went through this, and there are some things in here. And I'm not really just talking about the monsters, but some of the treasure in here is literally just... I mean, anybody else out there would probably go, not in my game. That's too powerful a magic item. And I'm going to get into those in just a minute. But it's just absolutely crazy magic items. And they're like, Dave was like, yeah, no problem. Go ahead. You can have it. Here, have this, have this, have this. Oh, you got to fight these things to get those things. But I digress. It is absolutely gonzo. Absolutely gonzo freaking dungeon. I'm going to see if I can read this introduction. Let me just clean my glasses real quick. Sorry, I didn't think about that. I should have brought my readers, my real prescription glasses. But we're going to make do with this and see how badly I can butcher this intro. Because I'm going to probably toss this on the map of my B&B game just for you-know-whats and you-know-whats. Just because I can handle it. I can do it. My players, can they survive this? I don't know. We'll let them be the since I'm the GM, I guess I get to judge, but they'll be my test guinea pigs. So here goes, folks. The canyon echoed with the sound of thunder as the wild east wind licked hungrily at the shivering, cloaked, wrapped riders. Single file, they wended their way through the rubble-strewn chasm, heads bowed and eyes slitted against the swirling dust. Abruptly, the leader's horse halted, and his hand raised to stop those who followed behind. It is here, he rasped. From the grit-choked throat, they began to dismount with painful grunts and not a little cursing, stumbling some in the gathering gloom. This place is forking and ill-cursed, spat the tall blonde warrior with 3 pigtails. The world is cursed, snarled the short, slant-eyed bowman. Most of the party laughed. All right, that's pretty fun. Leading the way swiftly and unerringly like a bat in the dark, the mailed leader came soon to a cave among the ever-lengthening shadows. Dark and foreboding, it was like the womb of the night itself. In there, the red-bearded dwarf said incredulously, "Not this one, no, sir. Not this old bird." "Quiet," snapped the leader, nervously fingering a strange amulet of black jade. "You are being well paid for this job, so get yourself ready. We go in 5 minutes." Half turning away, the leader's hollow voice spoke once again. "There's a wineskin on my horse if you need of extra courage. Take it if you will." The tall blonde barbarian, swallowing his second mouthful, passed the wineskin to the others, and each in turn drank, all except the leader. With a minute after the last had drunk, the first to drink screamed and toppled to the ground, clutching his throat spasmodically, shrieking curses and frantically looking for the leader that had faded away into the shadows. The others fell one by one to kick and gasp, then lie still. Silently coming from the shadows, the white-faced leader came clutching his amulet in a white-knuckled grip. Pausing, he raised his eyes heavenward and spoke. "It is time, O master. It is time." Then he began arranging his 6 followers into 5 pointed shape into a pentagram. The sixth throat he slashed there in the center of the others, and with his blood traced the arcane pattern, chanting black incantations all the while. Then, point to point, uttering unspeakable runes, he took the hearts of the other 5. Each heart he offered to the nameless demons, each soul he cast into hell. And when he'd finished it all, he again paused, clutching the 5-sided amulet, and closing his eyes, spoke the final words. "You have done well, my faithful servant." The voice of coldness spoke. "Climb to the cliff top there, to claim thy just reward," it whispered. And the faithful one climbed. "Now grasp the talisman with your left hand, and summon me forth." Trembling in fear and adoration, the iron-clad figure bowed his head and called, "Come forth, come forth." I, the heart of the talisman, commanded, "Come forth." What happened next, no one can say. Yet the faithful one stood. Now stands a dread tower, misshapen and dark, with the face of fear, the face of he who called. Beneath it lies a dungeon, mountain-held and dank, darkly evil, into which it is said he who was summoned went, but none can say, for none lived who held the truth to speak. Only the warning above the entrance speaks. Let none pursue where I now dwell. For this haven of safety I've sold my soul to hell. Much more. Thus it was that the sovereign of the 7 lights came into the land from whence he came, and from what doom he so obviously fled, it was never known. What remains is his tower, his pain of demonic prowess, that to this day howls to the 3 moons, each darkening dusk to gold dawn. Howls its lost souls, pain and damnation. Adventurers occasionally dare the dungeons in the mountain beneath the tower proper, but only by day, for to hear the howls of that demented creation by night is to court insanity or worse. Or so say those who profess to know. So enter at your own risk, O brave traveler. Who knows, perhaps you will find the tower stairs at last. Perhaps you will find even more. Yeah, like I said, some of the craziness in here is just absolutely ridiculous. Some of the monsters stout or have hit point totals in the 50s and even more, and they're not alone. There are just insane amounts of traps. I'm going to show you a couple of peeks. There's one level of the dungeon, old school style, not a space wasted, a couple maybe. And each level is only keyed for 10 rooms, so the GM can fill in the rest, which leaves, like 20 or 30 or maybe even 50 rooms. Look at that crazy dungeon. That's just absolutely insane. And then you have, should you be lucky enough or unlucky enough to find the tower, there's 6 levels at least. I think there's I thought there was a 7th level of the tower, but even if there's only 6, just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, here's a 72 hit point monster, 20 giant red scorpions. Just absolutely crazy. Now I'm going to go into the magic items. And George and Dave, if you're watching, I don't have the cards for a whole bunch of the modules. Maybe you can hook a brother up with the module cards. I know they're not going to be original, but it's not like I'm going to ever sell these modules, but it would be nice to have the cards instead of having to go into this book, although it's not bad. This is Vault of the Weaver, which includes all 4 of the original Arduin modules, but it's also got a couple other new and old modules added to the mix. But I saved the pages here. There's there's some new art in the Vault of the Weaver, and it's definitely a great book to have if you don't have the original modules. And the original modules, I'm not kidding, folks, sometimes can sell for $150 or more, which is pretty crazy. And here it's actually got larger versions of the tower map. They're a little more helpful, but all done on graph paper with a Sharpie. You gotta love that, right? and I'm getting to the magic items because I wanted to read a couple of the weaker. Well, yeah, I'm going to read a couple of the weaker ones because the crazy ones are like the Techno Artifact Terrazon Stormtrooper Battle Gear, the Orb of the Eldest Dragon, the Magic Harp, the Heaven Harp. But here's one that's just, tell me if this isn't crazy, and your GMs would just say, not letting you have that at 1st to 4th freaking level. It's the Artifact, the Whirling Death. I'm going to read both of them so you can see that crazy shield called Jaws, and then that weapon down below. I'm going to read the weapon first because it's like the lesser of the 8 artifacty magic items in here. Value 10,000 gold. Composition steel, oak, and leather. Looks, see, illustration 750 years old. Size 8 feet. Weight 40% more than a standard pole arm. Magic powers. This double-ended weapon always gets 2 attacks per turn, per round, whatever. At +3 and +3 to damage. It has no alignment, ego, or intelligence, but it does allow the user to parry instead of his own 2 attacks. A weapon attack at 95% efficiency. It attacks as a 2-handed sword or halberd at the wielder's option. So +3 double-bladed 2-handed sword. Yeah, it's against large monsters in AD&D. That would be 3d6 damage +3, and you could use one of your attacks or both for a 95% chance of parrying. Oh, brother. Okay, now let's go up to Jaws. This is a shield, okay, called Jaws. And mind you, this dungeon came out in '79, so I'm sure there was plenty of opportunity for it to have been influenced by the movie of the same name. Composition, mithril, alloy steel with adamantine leaf and inlay work. Age 500 years. Size as per normal shield, but twice as thick. Weight double normal shield weight. Thus a 16 or more strength is required to use it properly. Magic powers. Once each battle turn, it can bite. Attack as an 8 hit die non-weapon monster. Yeah. The shield will bite you like an 8 hit die monster. For 3d8 damage. All thus bitten is immediately chewed. A d3 melee round, so another, 3, 6, 9, a total of 9d8 damage from the shield over 3 rounds, and then swallowed, gone forever. It roars twice as loud as a saber-toothed tiger in combat and pants loudly at all times. Only true single-purpose warriors may wield it in safety. It tries to eat everybody else. So you're carrying around a shield that's panting all the time, and when you go into combat, it has a mind of its own and tries to eat your opponents, therefore denying you of all that luscious, juicy treasure. But I mean, if you're, fighting, lions, tigers, and bears, that's okay, I guess. 3d8, take that, biatch. And those are the weaker of the 8 magic items. I mean, there's one more that might be considered weaker, but the other ones are just OP as all get out. The monsters in here, 8 hit die, 6 hit die. These are the monster cards, and I'm not going to spoil any of that. 6 + 1 hit die, 3 + 1 hit die, and that's not too bad. And an 8 + 1 to 12 + 1 hit die monster. 1 to 4 hit die monster, 2 + 2 hit die monster. I'm going to use those guys a bunch. 2 + 2 hit die monsters. So not all of them are insanely, like 10th level monsters, 8th level monsters, but there's a bunch of them. I mean, if you've got a party of like 6 to 8 characters, I could see them fighting one 8 hit die monster, but someone's going down, someone's getting at, right? But it's still kind of fun to think. I'm probably going to modify it a little because I'm not certain if it's going by white box rules at this point, or if it's going along the lines of its newfangled, at the time, Volume 3 hit point thing, where player characters can actually start out with 30, 40, maybe 50 or 60 hit points, but then they never get any more. So first to fourth level character is meaningless because they've got the hit points of, you know, a fifth or sixth level character, but attack matrices and stuff, saving throws of first to fourth. So that's Arduin for you guys. Just absolutely gonzo crazy stuff. And mind you, it's got what 2 levels and 6 tower levels, each with about, let's say, easy 50 encounters, in addition to the empty rooms, the traps, etc. It's definitely not one of those dungeons that you're going to clear in one go. And I'm guessing I'm going to have to put it relatively close to town or some sort of civilization, or they are going to have no chance of making any headway, right? Well, guys, let me know what you think. I think that's a pretty gonzo dungeon, and I'm going to try it anyways. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck. Wish my players luck, because they're the ones going to need it, right? That's what I got for you this morning. Have a great rest of your day, and happy trails.